What the haters talking about?
Hey yo, bring the fire all summer long with the big three and your homeboy Ice Cube. Starting July 10th on CBS, Thriller, and Fight TV. That's right, every Saturday. Bring the fire with the big three, baby. Yay, yay.
What's up, family? In 1845, Frederick Douglass, a great slave abolitionist and former slave, published the first of three autobiographical accounts of his life. The first one, Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, an American Slave, talked about an account of his former slave owner, who, because he could not control him, sent him away to live with this guy named Edward Covey, who was a known slave breaker. I mean, this guy, he took pride in breaking slaves, like destroying the spirit of human beings. He took pride in it. In the book, Frederick Douglass basically wrote a horror story within a horror story. Like he said, that particular period of his life was the worst ever. And he said this guy did everything he could to destroy him, to break his spirit. And he almost succeeded, but he said no. He was like, he had to get out, and he escaped. He never gave up on getting away from dude, and he finally got away from him. Now, if that isn't bad enough, bring in your Secretary of Defense, Donald Rumsfeld. This dude, he served under George Bush from, what was it, 2001, I think it was like around, to 2006. But before that, he served under Gerald Ford. This guy's a Secretary of Defense, and he purchased a house that Frederick Douglass was tormented in, tortured in. He purchased a house as a vacation home. Who does that? The devil himself. This dude, I think he stayed in that house, like they said, he bought it in 2006, in 2003. And he sold that house in 2019. So we're talking 16 years he lived in that house. In a house on a property called Mount Misery. The property is called Mount Misery, and he bought it while he was the Secretary of Defense in 2003. He purchased the house. So while he's running around acting like he's trying to protect the United States of America from enemies foreign and domestic, at the same time he's relishing in his home at his estate that was built off the backs of slaves and where human beings were tortured. He laying up in there, sleeping like a baby. How much you want to bet he had a lot of political figures in America who vacationed there also? I bet you they told some good old boy stories. This, fam, is really not odd. Rumsfeld is the same type of dude who waved that Confederate flag and say, this is our history, and we must preserve it by any means. Straight devil. how could anybody, how could any sensible human being, how could anybody with empathy, compassion, want to live on a property titled Mount Misery? But you know, while he was there, man, he probably had all kinds of rituals going on. They probably was all in there like reenact. They probably had plays and stuff going on, reenacting slavery and rape scenes and, you know, buck breaking, all kinds of things. What a wicked, wicked, wicked person. Donald Rumsfeld, your mama should be embarrassed and your daddy should have pulled out. No more talk.
Hey yo, bring the fire all summer long with the big three and your homeboy Ice Cube. Starting July 10th on CBS, Thriller, and Fight TV. That's right, every Saturday. Bring the fire with the big three, baby. Yay, yay.